Are these things still relevant?
Hello, string pickers. Run them to the noise. Let's go!
Are you really gonna look at this cute face and not subscribe?
Welcome back, you bunch of string picking guys and gals, to the String Pickers channel here at Obscene Studio. And for today's video, why did I never get on this train? Why did I never even jump into this? Today, we're going to answer some questions about this amplifier that I've had in my head for a long time, and a lot of people out there have had for a long time as well. Guys, I'm just going to say it. I never did get on to the Positive Grid Spark series because, number one, I mean, look at this thing. It's just too gimmicky.
Huh?
You know, I took one look at it and I was like, there's no way that's going to sound good without a cab. There's just no way. So my first thought was $350. I'm going to pay that for this little thing, and then I'm going to turn around and pay another $350 to $400 for a cab to go under it. What's the sense in that?
People act like we're just made of money around here.
So I kind of stayed away from the Positive Grid Spark series and their products. I, at one time, started watching videos on the Spark Go, I think it was, the little tiny little thing. And I was like, what is that? I'm not going to use that. It's a little pocket thing, you know. I need something light and portable that I can take with me without having to lug around a wrecker to pick these things up and move them around. I've got several amps in here that weigh a ton. So I kind of wanted something that would get me to and from any little practice sessions, any lessons, anything like that. So this come up on Marketplace back probably about a month ago, and I kind of looked at it and they had $150 on it. So I thought, well, if I'm ever going to try it, right now is probably going to be the time. So I started watching the Positive Grid videos on YouTube again. This thing is 6 years old. I mean, 6 years old, and been out that long, and I've never even tried one. So I decided I was going to jump onto this bandwagon and take a trip and see what we can do about this. A lot of people have listed a lot of things online on YouTube about this amplifier, that they were bassy, which I couldn't see how. I was like, holy crap, bassy? How do you get bassy out of little speakers like this, you know? But it had to do with the porthole that was behind here. So the first thing that I ended up seeing was a tip on these little amplifiers, and that tip was removing the grill and taking a cloth or something and plugging this porthole right here. So I ended up doing that. That removed a lot of the bass in these speakers, and it has a really, really good sound now. When I play it just by itself, it's just right for me to carry and to play like when I go out to play music with a friend, or I'm giving lessons, or something like that. So that kind of fixed that problem. And then there was another problem. How can I line out of this thing into a cab? Well, string pickers, you have to have some kind of booster or amp in between this and a cab. This right here will run this 412 cab as long as you've got an 1/8 to 1/4 inch, because you have to line out through the headphone jack. The headphone preamp is not enough to jack up enough movement in these speakers. You can hear it and it does sound good. It's just not too loud. So you have to have that to run it into a cab. However, I'm running it through my mixing board and my monitors, which are powered. So I get great sound out of this thing through my monitors. It's just unbelievable what this thing does. On top, we can see that we have all of our knobs here that are everything from acoustic, bass, clean, glassy, crunch, high gain, and metal over here on your amps. And then of course you've got gain, bass, middle, treble. I've got the bass turned all the way down. And then the master, your mods, your delays, reverbs, and your output here. It does have 4 presets that you can save here to this amp. So I've been playing with this thing for a little bit, and I've been kind of looking into it and seeing what it'll do. Guys, I'm blown away. Like, holy crap. This has got to be the best practice amp, just an all-around amp to take out and not have. I mean, look at this. Look, now for its size, it is a bit hefty, I'll give it that, but it's not Fender Ultimate Course hefty. It's not Carbon X100B hefty. It's not Fender bass amp heavy. But what, I mean, come on. So basically what I did was I went and picked this thing up. The guy had upgraded to a Spark 2. So I thought, well, I'm not going to go straight to the Spark 2. I'd rather have like the Spark 1 if I'm going to do it, the original, the GOAT. And so I decided that I would pick up this one. And so I did. And I brought it home and I plugged it up. And I thought, man, that is the muddiest sounding amp I've ever seen in my life. Plugged the porthole, fixed the problem. It wasn't as muddy anymore. I was like, man, this is all right. This is great. So then I hooked it up through my monitors. In order to hook it up through my monitors, I have some 1/4 inch 2 RCA jack adapters that fit into my mixing board. So I got a headphone out, 2 RCA jacks, and hook those up, run it right into channels 13 and 14 on my mixer, plug this thing up. Absolutely amazing. Sounded fantastic. It was just unbelievable. I was like, man, this is crazy how good this sounds through these monitors. So then I tried out the app. String pickers, I'm here to tell you right now, that is where this little amp shines. Everything that this does, like if you look here and you're amazed, you're just going to be mind blown when you get into the app and start doing things with the app. So today, what I thought I'd do for the first video in the Spark Positive Grid 40 series is take you guys on a journey with me. I want to learn even more about this amp as I play it, as I mess with rigs, as I build my own rigs, all the things that this has to offer. And hopefully that you guys will like the Positive Grid Spark 40 and move on to some of their products. I am not sponsored, by the way, by this or anything else that is related to Positive Grid products. I'm not sponsored in any way by anything else out there. Now, I do have Amazon affiliate links, and for a lot of the stuff that I use here at the String Pickers channel in Obscene Studio, I have links for in my description in case you see something that you may want to try out or you may want to buy. Now, granted, I do get a small commission from that, so you can take everything that that I say with a grain of salt. There will be a link for this in the description of this video. $150, guys, this was an absolute steal. While I'm setting this up, I'm going to introduce a clip here that shows me at my local Guitar Center in Nashville, Tennessee. Well, it's not really local to me. It's kind of an hour and a half away, but you can see my little tour around, and I found this amp in that store. So we'll cut to that clip right now. Oh, my favorite place to visit while in Nashville, Guitar Center. I'm going to do a voiceover right here because they were playing music in the store and we don't want copyright. So as I was walking through, I stopped by the Squire here, $230. It was kind of cool. And right there's one that kind of looks like Ray, my PV Raptor I've got. I was looking at the Ibanez's here, and man, I'm telling you, I'm constantly reminded why I don't buy new Ibanez's anymore. Look at that price. And brother C.D. Nelson, I bet you can spot that V back there, but get a good close look at it and you'll do what I did, walk right by. $2,729. That's $3,000 after taxes, brother. That's insane. But some really cool guitars all the same. I just love visiting this store for their selection. Not much on their customer service, but look at this Schecter. I mean, isn't that fingerboard beautiful? And that top is amazing. It's just insane. And there's some more Schecters in behind it. And one SG model, it's a Henry, I don't even know. I think it was a Henry. And got to looking around at some of the other models and everything. But yeah, I come in here just to buy some strings and stuff and wanted to look at the inventory that they had out for the beginning of this year and some of the things they had in stock. Here's some of the guitars on the right as you walk into that section, and a really cool looking little Fender amp. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I just love the cover on that amp. It's really cool. So we're walking through, checking stuff out. Look at that. Isn't that the craziest body design you've ever seen in your life? $1,900. That was absolutely insane. It's just nuts. Of course, I had to spend time at the Gibson wall here. Look at some of the Les Pauls they had in stock. Now, granted, I didn't take time to play any of these guitars. I didn't really have a lot of time. We were down there for appointment's sake. But all the same, did get to look through it. And look at this top. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? That's just amazing. And $649. Now, that's worth every penny of that all day long. And here is where I spotted the Spark 40. $350, ladies and gentlemen. That is what they're selling for new as of this video. Okay, guys, the guitar of the day is, look at my good buddy Ray, PV Raptor, that was in some videos a while back. Been playing this thing a whole lot. It's just a great playing guitar. I love this guitar. So I'm going to put a screenshot of the screen on my phone up on the screen right here so you guys can see exactly what is entailed within this app and how to operate the Spark through the app. First thing we're going to do is open up the Spark app. And you can see it is now connecting to the Spark app. So everything is brought up. And this is what we are looking at. You can see that we have our first preset here, which is Silver Ship. So the first thing I want to do is run into everything that it has to offer. Now you have your hardware, which is your 4 presets that you save on this particular amp. And move to hardware. We have Royal Crown, Engel Fireball, Zakk Wylde, No More Tears lead, and For the Love of God, which is another lead. Now, I will say this, the Spark AI is phenomenal. like the Zach Wild No More Tears lead, all I did was type in, find me a preset that sounds like Zach Wild on No More Tears, and poof, it pops up. It's just insane what this thing does. So we're going to go with a Royal Clean first and go through that. Then if I can find a pick, and here's a pick. So yeah, you guys kind of get the picture. I mean, it's not bad cleans. And if you go touch that once again, you come up to exactly what we're using. This is the signal chain at the top. We start out with a gate. The only thing about the gate is no, most of the time it doesn't take very much at all on the threshold, usually between 1 and 2, somewhere around that area. This one is set a little bit above. You just touch the screen and move it down. 1.7, 1.8 is about where I like it. That's about where I like the decay. On clean, you're not going to be able to tell because there's not a lot of noise on that. So that is the only gate that you get, which it's enough. It really is. Now on your compressor, this is pretty cool. You can tap that twice, and these are everything that you can get in that slot. You have a sustain compressor, red compressor, there's a bass compressor, an optical compressor, and there's the wah, which is temporarily disabled because I don't have a wah hooked into that. So let's go to number 3. This is your overdrives. I thought this was pretty cool. You get a booster, you get a clone drive, you get tube drive, overdrive. The green is the tube drive, is basically your Ibanez 808 tube screamer. And on top of that, we have the yellow overdrive, which is like the Boss SD1 or OD1. I can't remember what that is. And then on and so forth. You got all kinds. You got the guitar muff, which is famous for the big muff, and then the bass muff, and you got all kinds of stuff there. So all you have to do to shut that off is lift it up and it shuts off. And then of course on our amp, this is the orange amp. And guys, check this out. I mean, look at these amps. Look at all the amps. Isn't that insane? Mesa Boogies, Soldanos, Fender Twins, Marshalls, just all kinds of amps. And they all have the cabs paired with them. On your mods, you get all kinds of mods: tremolo, flanger, chorus, phaser, vibrato, univibe, cloner, chorus, just the EQs. It's got some really good EQs on it. Then we have delays. These are the 6 delays that you get. Probably my favorite is going to be the echo type. And then you've got your reverb at the end. We have chamber, hall, plate, room, hall ambient, plate rich, just 9 different reverbs right there that are really cool. So let's step out of this one and let's check out some other. We'll go through the 4 that I have in the hardware here so you guys can hear those. So yeah, you guys kind of get the picture. I have also up here, it's got all pop, blues, rock, metal, alternative, bass, acoustic, and mic. Let's go to rock. These are some that I have dug up and saved to this. So we're going to look at, here's the two Def Leppards. Let's go to Def Leppard Best. And let's look at that. So yeah, there's that's crazy. And let's see, I could go through and show you all of these, but I think what I want to do is let's go ahead and get into the cloud, which is in the upper right hand corner. So then this is everything. This is absolutely everything that's in the cloud, and there's just thousands of these effects. But let's say we want a good lead tone. So let's go to a lead tone and just type in lead and search. Okay, now all we got to do is hit play and we can sample it. So yeah, I mean, you know, this thing, it's just crazy. Really. I mean, it's unbelievable what this thing can do. And then you can go into, and here is the AI part of it. All you've got to do is, how can I assist you today? Well, let's see. You can type in, give me Scott Ian's rhythm tone from Anthrax. Give me Jethro Tull's lead guitar player's tone from the album so and so. And it will piece together for you a rig on what is closest to that. Now, granted, you do have to make some fine tuning sometimes, depending on what amp monitors or whatever that you're running through. It does get really, really, really close. But you just type that information in and it just pops up. Let's try one of those right now. Let's go to, let's do a Steve Vai tone. And let's do search. And it will tell you that it's thinking. And during this process, I guess it's piecing together everything that it needs to piece together in order to create the perfect tone. Sometimes I've only gotten one, sometimes I get more than one. But being as Steve Vai is such an accomplished and popular guitarist, I imagine that this is probably going to be more than just one tone for him. Being as his albums, well, maybe not. Maybe just one tone is enough. And it says, here is a Steve Vai inspired preset called Vai Solo Lead. This preset uses a high gain SLO 100 amp. Okay, let's see what this sounds like. Like I said, adjustments would have to be made. You can tell that there was no noise suppression on at all on that rig. So with a gate, though, I think it would sound pretty good because, I mean, you know, the lead does sound close to Steve Vai's tone. So yeah, guys, it's just it just messes with me how good that this thing is. It's just it's remarkable. It really is remarkable. There is a ton, an absolute ton of videos out on the Positive Grid Spark 40. So I'm sure that if you're watching this one, you've probably seen 100 more just like. But from a first impression of this amp and everything that it does, I don't know why I didn't get on this before. I really don't. I mean, this amp it's just simply amazing to me to carry as much as it carries on board such a small package. And it seems like everything that we do today is run by apps and sims and stuff like that. Well, guys, I do want to say that I'm old school. I love tube amps. I love analog pedals. But over the years, I've kind of adapted to digital and to a lot of simulations and amp sims because over the years they have gotten better. Now I do hold to my roots very well. I do love my tube amps. I do love my analog pedals. I love the sound that I get from that and knowing that on the fly I can turn something on, off, create my own sound and then just leave it at that. And all I have to do to swap from rhythm to lead to clean tones to overdrive to just hit a button or two and that's it. So it's not for everybody. There's a lot of guys out there that are only amp guys. There's a lot of guys out there that are also modeling guys, people that get into amps like this. I am going to say that I love this amp, knowing that I've always got my cell phone on me and that I can take that amp anywhere I go and get any tone that I want to get is just amazing to me. I absolutely love that thing. It's just fantastic. In the room sound is probably where it shines. Through my monitors, they sound just fantastic. It's just a great little amp. I don't know why I didn't get on this before. I really don't. But oh well. You guys seen from Guitar Center when I walk around and look into stores like that, the last thing I really focus on is something like that, you know. But getting it on Marketplace for $150 and then trying it, it made me a believer. I'll just put it that way. But guys, that's all I got for today's video. I really do appreciate you watching. Leave me your comment below. Have you ever tried the Spark Positive Grid 40? Are you a Spark fan? Do you own a Spark? Let me know what you think about them. And as always, I pray that you and yours are having the most blessed day ever. And I pray that God is with you all. Until next time, later.
Let's go!